If you've been on the internet for an extended period of time, chances are you have heard of the Russian sleep experiment, an iconic creepypasta that scared millions across the globe. This image is often associated with the creepypasta. Who is this guy? Well, it's not a person at all. It's a Spirit Halloween animatronic. Now, you may already know that fact, but here's the thing. I have details. You see, I'm an animatronic collector, specifically Spirit Halloween animatronics. I'm about to open up a bit of a rabbit hole for you guys, so if you love learning about niche shit that just isn't important, then you'll love this video. And honestly, you'll probably love the channel in general. For starters, let's refresh ourselves on what the Russian sleep experiment was. The Wikipedia explanation reads as follows. The Russian sleep experiment is a creepypasta which tells the tale of 5 test subjects being exposed to an experimental sleep-inhibiting stimulant in a Soviet-era scientific experiment and has become the basis of an urban legend. Many news organizations, including Snopes, News.com.au, and Live About, trace the story's origin to a website now known as the Creepypasta Wiki, being posted on August 10th, 2010, by a user named Orange Soda, whose real name is unknown. Now, one of my intentions with this video was to see if I could shed some light on who took the original photo and who wrote the story. Granted, we know the story was written by someone with the username Orange Soda, but unfortunately, that's all we seem to know. And as for the photo, there was really nothing I could find at all. But that doesn't prevent me from exploring the rabbit hole. While we may not know the specifics of this exact image, we can explore the contents of the image. And stick around because I have a couple surprises, albeit really random surprises in this video to talk about. This is Spasm from Spirit Halloween 2005. He was made by a company called Morbid Enterprises, and he is the face of the Russian sleep experiment. The animatronic itself is pretty simplistic. All he does is shake and make noise. Despite him not doing much, he stands out for his fully sculpted body. This prop is made entirely out of foam-filled latex. And this thing is in high demand. He's been sold out for years now, and he frequently appears on eBay going upwards of $1,500, which is insane. In 2013, Morbid tried to remake this prop, and the reception was polarizing. Some people prefer the remake, but I think the real cloth body actually takes away from the prop quite a bit. His original fully sculpted body just had a lot more detail than the new one. Actually, here are some photos of Spasm being sculpted, as well as his first prototype. He was sculpted by an industry legend, Jordu Schell, who is an effects artist well known in the movie and haunt industry. Along with Spasm, Schell also sculpted the iconic Hex animated prop for Morbid as well. He's not nearly as well known as Spasm, obviously, but he's a pretty iconic little guy in the community. I know some people will also kill me if I don't mention Batch, so yes, he was also responsible for Batch. Jordu Schell has also done plenty of work with Distortions Unlimited. If you've ever watched a little show called Making Monsters, Distortions Unlimited should ring a bell to you. It was their show about, well, making monsters. Distortions isn't like Morbid Enterprises though. Distortions is a pretty high-end company in the Halloween world. But fortunately, they do produce products for professionals and home haunters alike. So unlike most pro prop makers, Distortions is pretty accessible. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford one of their higher-end animatronics. Actually, hold on a second. Do you recognize this thing as well? It's been blowing up on Instagram and TikTok with all kinds of random-ass captions. Well, this thing is made by Distortions Unlimited, actually, and they call it the Mutant. Mutant was released as a part of Distortion's 2022 animatronic lineup, and it became an instantaneous modern classic. This thing was, and still is, super popular. So popular that they also made an affordable static version of the prop, but I'm not going to buy that one because it doesn't thrash around all funny like, you know, if I'm going to pay the money for the character, I might as well just get the one that moves, if I could afford it. Because the animated Mutant is currently selling for $4,350. Yeah, if you thought the animatronics at Spirit Halloween were expensive, your entire world will be rocked after just a quick glance on Poison Props or Unit 70. Hold on. This video of this kid turning blue. You've probably seen this one before too, haven't you? If you're chronically online, you probably have. And yes, I'm about to go there. This is Chris Turns Blue, and this video actually originated from the Spirit Halloween community. Well, at least that's how it blew up. No pun intended. Plun, what the fuck? I don't know the actual kid in this video or where it even originally came from, but this video went through a bit of an interesting pipeline. Way back when, in 2014, the Spirit Halloween community was much smaller, and a community-wide war broke out between two sides, primarily. There was Eric So 2000 and his posse, which I was a part of, and then there was Chris and Brady and all of their goons. I'm not going to go super into it, but it was a pretty typical cyberbullying type situation that luckily ended on a good note. In fact, all of us have pretty much mended our relationships since then, and looking back, it was honestly kind of crazy because the community was so small back then that you basically were always on someone's side by default. Anyway, my friend Michael somehow found this random-ass video of this random-ass kid turning blue, and Michael always had a knack for finding weird shit. He re-uploaded the video to one of his accounts and gave it the coveted title of Chris Turns Blue. He basically said that the kid in the video was Chris, which, you know, he wasn't, but he said that the kid in the video was Chris, and that was funny. Yeah, it was literally just to make fun of Chris.
We're back.
Just start the round without me.
Okay. We're here. I mean, you know, what even gives Chris the right to like troll me on his old Google Hangouts account?
Yeah, if he's like friends with us.
I know that was you, Chris.
He's friends with us in the Hunters community on Skype. What? He has no right to do that. Or if he does it, we're not friends. Deal.
I actually met Chris at Spirit Halloween's flagship store last year, and that was pretty surreal considering Chris was actually my first friend in the Haunter community, like way before that fight even happened. The video finally exploded in popularity when a popular Instagram account called Fish Puppet re-uploaded it to his account. Remember Fish Puppet? This is my friend Connor, and he's also a Spirit Halloween collector, among other things. You might remember some of his videos with his Spirit Halloween animatronics actually in the videos. He would often just throw his fish at his animatronics. If you want more documented proof of Chris Turns Blue, I'll leave a link to the article under the like button. And that was just a very brief and very weird rabbit hole. Those were just a few things that originated from the Haunter community, and I just think it's really interesting to think about. The Halloween side of the internet is such a niche place, and it can be both infuriating and amazing. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, you should consider subscribing. I also do a lot of content on TikTok as well. And remember, if it's spooky, it's here.